All right, if you just joined us, this is still Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. And now to our main conversation for today. The list of 18 aspirants vying for the governorship ticket of the All Progressive Congress in ONDO became depleted on Tuesday following the death of Dr. Paul Akintelure. Now, Oladapo, a younger brother of the deceased, says the death is not ordinary.
Dr. Akintelure passed on in Lagos after he had initially raised the alarm over a serious threat to his life. Last Thursday, he alleged that there was a threat to his life ahead of the APC governorship primary fixed for April 25. Though he did not give details, he noted that he had been compelled to go public with the matter, describing it as one of great concern. Oladapo Akintelure, who spoke today with Trust, said his brother had been complaining of several illnesses before he finally passed on.
He explained that the deceased was admitted to a hospital after being advised to take an urgent break from his campaign on health grounds.
Let's put in a bit. For the past 12 or 14 days, he had been complaining of several sudden illnesses, ranging from headaches, back and chest pain. As a family member, I would not want to say much for now because it is still a shocking moment for us. This is not ordinary, but it is unfortunate that we lost him at this very critical time. End quote. Akintelure died at age 61.
Wow, really. And of course, to do justice to a very important discussion today, is still with us, Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid. Thank you so very much, sir, for hanging around with us.
Thank you for
so
having me.
very
It's my
much.
pleasure to be here.
Yes, and just joining us also in the studios is Dr. Evans Ufeli. He's a barrister, a law and also a public affairs commentator. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning. My pleasure.
And welcome to Enterprise Morning today.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so let's get into the meaty part of our discussion today. And of course, Nigerians would say it's still rumor. You can't, the family cannot come up to say, realistically, medically, this is the cause of their brother's death. So the question is, how do we draw the divide? How do we separate issues when someone dies of natural cause and the family of the deceased saying it is caused by something that possibly they're pointing at? Let me start with you, Dr. Vance.
Yes, in law, we say that suspicion, however strong, cannot take the place of evidence. Now, there are issues and underlying context to the fact that he was sick. Now, he was sick. His death could have been as a result of the ailment. It's possible. His death, too, can be as a result of extraneous causes, not unconnected to politics or his aspiration or ambition. He's a medical doctor, and this is a great loss. And my heart goes to the family of the deceased, and I pray that God will give them the grace to bear this irreparable loss. But why the more? While suspicion is at the heart of this, the family should be careful as well. Be careful because you must be very sure by evidence that this man was killed by who, how, when, by who. You have to be very sure that that's critical. Now, you also have to be mindful of the game of politics and what it is capable of doing in the life of those who participate in politics. The likes of Funshaw Williams today, his demise have been attributed to politics. That because he was very popular, they had to clear the way in order to allow some other persons to have relevance.
So that's no rumor too.
No, that I said it has been attributed. Attributed will be assumption.
Right.
In philosophy, it is said that assumption is the first form of knowledge, but it's susceptible to error. Because if the assumption does not connote or fall in line with the outer reality or the truth, of course, we have to earn the truth. and you earn the truth by evidence. So once evidence is deflected, the person who is making an allegation, the blame, guilt, and everything will turn against him. Okay? So I think what the family will do is to go look at the circumstances critically.
Okay.
In some communities, they involve some African insurance.
Okay.
What I mean by they go to check. Then the part that you can do investigation physically, let them report to the police, okay, and say our brother was killed, he didn't die naturally, and let the police carry out, and let there also be an autopsy. The autopsy result will state whether it was the ailment that took away his life, or whether there were supervening factors that could have been responsible for the death of the disease. So it's important that before you point fingers, because he's of the APC extraction, the current governor is of the APC extraction. They also have, now they're praying for primaries and all that, but they also have opponents, other political parties who also want that seat. And we know what happened in that state recently. The state is still mourning.
Right.
True.
Okay. And now there's another one. So the APC government, the APC chairman in that state must also cooperate with whatever it is to find out whether the substantive governor is APC and this particular aspirant is APC. I would want a situation where the APC chairman and the APC national will be dispassionate and help either the police or whatever investigation, inquiries or whatever, help them and assist to find the truth about what had just happened. It is important that the family
That they get dig into.
need to downplay. I know they are grieving and they are mourning, but they need reason more than their emotions now. There's a tendency that emotion will want to be clouded, but reasoning is what should be the supervening factor here.
All right.
So that they will get to.
So my question to you, Barrister Tunji, Dr. Vance Ofeli talked about African insurers, and the question is this: what is the place of those category of people in providing or seeing that as an evidence for the family to kickstart an investigation? Do you think there's a place of that in the legal system of Nigeria?
Yeah, before I go into your question, please permit me to also join my voice in condoling with the family and the people of those states and the APC family for the loss of the loved one, the former deputy governor's candidate of the ACN then. You know, he contested as a deputy governor with Aketi, where they were in the ACN, they lost the election too. So I want to express my condolences to them and hope that the family will have will be able to bear the loss. Being said, with due respect to the family, this issue is unfortunate. The issue being raised by them may not have any basis under our law, because our law deals with evidence and facts. It's not an assumption, just like you said. No matter how strong, cannot take the place of evidence and cannot lead to conviction. So no matter how strong your assumption is, you cannot rely on that to win anything. Unfortunately again, too, they are also being cautious. He has not mentioned anybody. He only said that it, for him, does not look ordinary. So it's his opinion and he's entitled to it. You know, the Yorubas, we believe that sometimes, not only Yorubas, even some people will say when anybody died, they'll say he died untimely. So probably that's what he's trying to say, that look, this man is not supposed to die now. So his death is suspicious as far as he's concerned. But unfortunately, he also said, that is contradictory there, that the man was sick and also advised to rest and stay away from campaign. So that is a contradictory evidence to link any other thing to his death. So the most probable or direct link to his death now is sickness. And the difference between this case and that of Funshaw Williams is that look, that Funshaw Williams, the concussion or the conspiracy theory may even have a life a bit of life in it, because that one he was assassinated.
Oh, okay.
They went into his house and he was killed. So that could be said that he was killed. That could
So
happen.
there's enough evidence.
There's no clear evidence as to who killed him.
Okay.
Then what was clear was that he was assassinated.
Yes.
This man was not assassinated. He was even taken to hospital. He was even complaining of a certain. This is not to take away what the family is thinking. Like you said, is because in Nigeria, once you are in politics, when anything negative happens to you, especially in this era, in this time when they were preparing for the primary of the APC, about 18 of them, there is bound to attribute one thing or the other to it. I want to sympathize with them. That, like I said, legally speaking, we do not taking away from what they are saying, except they have other evidence that can directly link the person who committed the offense or how it was committed. That's when they can have a chance of saying, look, this man was killed and this is the person who killed him. It's a general statement they've just made. General statement. Nobody has been, it's not been associated with anybody. It's just a general statement, which is within their right to do. They can't say anything. That is not, they are not holding anybody responsible.
Right.
They are just trying to say what is in their mind. They are hot. Then they are trying to say, look, we do not expect that this man will die now. And we don't think it's just an ordinary. It will be difficult for them to prove that he was killed by anybody.
Absolutely.
It will be difficult.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tunji. My first question is
Dr.
for...
Tunji?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I claimed it. Even though
Yes,
it's not.
my first question is to Dr. Evans. When we looked at the story this morning, you saw that the man had, raised alarm over threat to his life, but he didn't quite say much. As a consummate lawyer, trusting your ingenuity, do you think if you had gone further to, make some expose, that could have made some difference?
No, the question we should ask is, when his life was threatened, did he report to the police?
Okay.
Or did he report to the appropriate security agencies to investigate?
He made public disclosure of that.
Yeah, public disclosure is fine. But he did report, because the truth is that public disclosure will not set the police on motion or the relevant
agency to investigate.
It's like someone whose right is being violated. If you don't go to enforce your fundamental rights, the law won't enforce itself. And law will say you sleep over your rights. We call it laches and acquiescence. So you had an issue like this, but you did not report, you did not take steps to unravel, so that you get people at work to find out. If that had been done, possibly the police or whoever is responsible for investigation may have done some sketchy job, and that will point an arrow to a direction. So when you're not making allegations, you can now say, even according to the police report, when his life was threatened and we reported, this is what was unveiled. You understand? Or when his life was threatened, we reported to the police are still investigating it. And we are using this opportunity to call on the police to fasten and hasten up investigation, because the enemies have made good their promise. So from there, you now begin to build a case. That is why we tell people, when you are threatened, when anything, even sometimes when we tell clients, Tunji will bear me witness, when you tell client that, have you written your will, do you have a will? They'll tell you that,
you want to kill
me. Some will tell you that I don't have anything. So you don't have a, if you have spoon, cup, write a will. Because you would want those things to be your testamentary wishes, and you want it to go to the right place. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that he did not take steps as regards that threat. The family didn't do that as well. And now, after his demise, they are saying he shouldn't have died now and all that. So, if they have reasonable suspicion, they should do a petition to the police. That's what they need to do. Let the police now go and investigate, find out whether or not. Because if they want to rely on the report, the doctor's report, that is autopsy. Autopsy there's a limited scope under which autopsy can reveal. Autopsy can only reveal scientific findings. Autopsy cannot reveal somebody that was killed spiritually. I don't think autopsy can give you a result to say he was, he was assassinated in a coven. Autopsy will not give you a report. Autopsy will give you the report that is possible within the confines of biological revelation. Anything that is supersensible or anything that is extraneously spiritual cannot be revealed.
What if it comes from food poisoning?
Autopsy will reveal that because it's scientific. I mean, it's biological. Okay. If there's a distortion in the intestine and all that, which can only be caused by something that is not supposed to take the habit, before it will reveal it. But what I'm saying is that threat, nowhere in the world has threat led to the demise of a person. You have to move further. Then the spiritual, whatever it is, it's inexplicable. It's difficult to analyze, so it cannot be that too.
All right.
So they will streamline to what is probable. And what is probable in the case under reference that can be seen from the surface is the ailments, except the contrary is proven.
Okay. So, Barrister, sorry, let me ask you one more question. Much earlier on the show, we had a conversation with Barrister Tunji, and he talked about some of the reasons why young people do not, want to run for political office. We looked at Senegal, and their new president is about 44.
Yes.
And then he made mention of the issue of, young Nigerians seeing the political scene as a Machiavellian, scene, and that's why they don't get into politics. This is a clear case of some of the reasons why young people don't go into politics. I remember when I was much younger in River State, one man was murdered, Marshall Harry. He was he was murdered. He was assassinated. And again, those are some of the factors. We also looked at the fatherism as some of the factors that prevent young people from going into politics. Do you think this sort of spiritual issue where they say, okay, this one killed this one, maybe poison or charm, could also be the deterrent factor?
Yeah, I think I want to disagree with you.
That's what
perspective. Oh, it's forever.
Yes.
Okay, that what's the question? That do I think that is the reason why the young people don't?
Some of the reasons why young people don't run for office is the fear of being killed through spiritual means or not.
Yes, it's part of the reasons why young people, apart from the fact that politics in Nigeria is heavily expensive. See, if you want to, I have a lot of friends who are politicians, and when they talk about funds they want to use to campaign, we hear the kind of money they are talking about. I'm talking about state house, state house, and federal house, the state house, federal house, and all that. The kind of money you need, it's not funds that are disposed to the youths of this country. You understand? The kind of money we're talking about is the money that sometimes you need a godfather to be able to get it. And these godfathers are not even ready to fund youths. They want to fund somebody that has some social capital and the capacity to. It's business. When you're doing business with someone that's a child, once the business fails, you, the elderly one, you are the one that will take the entire responsibility of paying back and bearing all the losses. You understand? That's how they look at the young people. In Senegal, the dynamics is quite different because I have looked at, for the past 2 days, I've been reading about, apart from the issue that just happened where the president didn't want to leave. From that time, the former president didn't want to leave until we started analysis on. I took my satellite to Senegal and looked at the optics, political formation, the visibility of the youths, their capacity to break through the ranks, and all that. The youth wing of each political parties, how they have been able to convince and subdue the elderly ones within the same. It's not the person who came close to him was reasonably a youth from a different political party. So you see that there is a shift and a change over there. And the mindset of the average youth in Senegal is quite different from ours. Here, the youths they are used by the politicians to push agendas rather than there's one Israel in Lagos State. Every APC candidate, a youth, young guy, every APC candidate comes out. He goes to mobilize from all over Lagos State for the old people. But he's brilliant, he's young, he's
national youth leader.
Yes, national youth leader. He could also be president and governor of Lagos State. But he's not seeing himself that way. Apart from Rose Vival, who is looking at himself and saying, no, I shouldn't be the one to be used to get
Yes.
elderly people. I should be the one. So we need more of that kind of mentality. It can start as a wave of the moment from Senegal.
Okay.
Okay, because revolution sometimes need not be bloody. It could be ideological.
Okay.
You understand? I was reading about the theory of dialectic materialism
Okay.
yesterday, and it said that all things have internal contradictions. All processes have internal contradictions, and those internal contradictions are responsible for transformation and the change. Okay, every political party have a youth wing. Okay, you have the other, you have the group. You have those who project the ideology that youth don't have enough experience. You have those who project the ideology that youth have enough. Those are the internal contradictions. This contradiction itself is the boiling point. It's a conversation you need to strike that decision that the youth have. It happened not too young to run. It got into legislation. They had to reduce the age of, if you want to contest for office. I think the president now is 40.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
The House of Assembly, State House, Federal House have been reduced.
Assembly is 25.
Yes, all right. Assembly is 25. So that is a revolution. That is transformation. But the not too young to run, we need to key in more into it. But you know what the elderly guys did? They distracted the youth from that not too young to run thing completely. Right now, the 2024 election,
2023.
the 2023 election, much was not said about not too young to run. As against,
Very true.
the election before 2019.
Yeah.
2019 was all over the place and all that. So I think we're gradually getting there. Let the Senegal guy push it. More importantly, he should perform. Because when he performs, it becomes attractive.
It becomes attractive to all other regional nations.
So,
all right, Barrister Tunji, I think it's very important that I ask this question because you are an active politician yourself. And the question is, what do you think is going on around Lucky Ayedatiwa, knowing that he appears to be the chosen one right about now, and of course with the death of this Dr. Paul, how do you think that would affect his popularity going forward?
Yeah, let me please permit me to just also
Okay, please do. Yeah, please
the
do.
question issue you raised regarding the youths, talking about the juju thing, fear of a juju from contesting. As far as I'm concerned, that's not been established that the person that died now, or some of those people have been dying who are killed by juju. People who are not into politics are dying. Why are we not running from whatever they are doing? Why are they not saying because it's working, that's why he died, or because it's in a particular office, that's why? So death will come when it will come. So whether you are in politics or whatever you are, I don't believe in that philosophy that is because he's into politics. That's why he said. I'm not saying as I said,
threatened.
Everywhere you threaten, there are threats everywhere. There are threats everywhere. People who are not into politics are being threatened. So it's not as good that if we are looking at that, we will continue to be where we are. Because when we say you are running away from death will come one day. If you are in a position if you are in politics, you will die. If you are not in politics, you will die. So why not people force the right thing and die? You want to die
Inevitably.
So for me, I don't believe in that. We are talking about juju and the politics now, and you see, unfortunately, our law that is not that will be difficult to establish because the law is about physical evidence. How do you material evidence? How do you present it and establish that it was killed by juju? That's a difficult thing. Yeah, back to your question again. What was it again?
So the question is, as an active politician yourself, what do you think is going on around Lucky Ayedatiwa's possibility of gaining that unanimous, vote, possibly with the death of this man?
For me, with our system that I know, it will be difficult for any students to be in that position, contest a primary election, and will not win that primary. It's going to be difficult. As it is today for me, he has 70% chance of winning.
Mr. Lucky,
yes, the only person who can stand against him is the president.
Whoa.
The president is a member of their party. If the president had to say, I'm backing so person, that is the only time it will get a problem. then the president is not backing any other person, and the president is not saying, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and it's not against him. I tell you, it's very clear it's going to win. Because one of these people that will participate in the primary in terms of voting, they are either political appointee, there are other people who are looking at this man is already here. They always see him as the governor, so they will be looking for his favor, and so they want to go. And like I said, except those who are in charge, like the president, says otherwise, that is when I don't see him winning the primary. I believe he's going to win the primary, with or without what has happened. Like I said, with due respect to the family of we're not looking at them, but we're looking at Juju and whatever we're talking about that. So Juju and law and death, whatever. So we're not trying to say his death will not have any effect or whatever. We're not saying so. But what I'm saying is that as far as I know in Nigerian politics, incumbents.
But there have been cases.
Incumbent
cases where incumbent have lost.
I know. I said it. I just said it. I said the only thing that can make what's it called, the incumbents in the state not to win that ticket is if Mr. President decide to say, look, I have interest. I have interest, and this is why I'm going. And that was what happened in Lagos State. Yeah. Governor Ambode, and he lost. He was an incumbent when he lost. So I agree with you. But if it's one-on-one for you, that nobody is interfering in it, and they leave former Governor Ambode and the current governor, then you think it will happen that way? It will not. It will not.
It's difficult.
It will not because
at the primaries level, what they do there is not election.
Exactly.
What they do there is
not. Once you are the governor, you influence you have influence over the structure and everything that is on ground. So you use that structure, and that's why I say the only person that can stand against him is if the Mr. President comes out clean and say that, or direct and say, I don't want him to be there, or indirectly or directly say, I don't want him, I want this person, maybe indirectly. That is the only thing that can make him not win the election. Being the Guber, he already has a 70% of a chance of winning the election, as far as I'm concerned.
Of course, just like we said, and equally was elaborated by.
I may be wrong, though.
Yes, very true, very true. Yeah, so we pray for the soul of Dr. Paul, and also pray that the family would find the fortitude to bear the loss of their brother, their father, and an uncle also. And that's just about the time we have for our main conversation today. But of course, we'd love to say a big thank you to our guest. It was with Dr. Van Sovele. Thank you so very much for being part of our show today. And Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you
for always coming
you.
around and being part of our show. And please, while we do all of that we do for you, please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry.
And I'm Chinyere Igwe.
Oh, yes, and on behalf of the entire team, thank you so very much. Bye-bye from us.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.